Bangkok. Phil, what are your thoughts as you see this level of violence?
Well, we see these crimes against humanity being committed day in, day out by the military forces and by the SAC military junta in Myanmar. And the international community is doing very little to stop it. I mean, there's been a call for restrictions on aviation fuel to target the Myanmar Air Force's ability to commit these kind of attacks, and very little has been done. There's been calls for an international arms embargo against Myanmar, and again, very little has been done. So the international community needs to look in the mirror and say how many of these atrocities are they willing to witness before they actually do something.
We've been hearing these appeals for more international action ever since the coup itself. So why, in your view, are other countries so slow to act on something that would seem to be so cut and dry, like an arms embargo?
Well, I think there's two different issues here. First, that we have the issue of the UN Security Council and Russia and China protecting the military regime in Myanmar. Second, we have a division within the region. Everybody's saying that the local authorities in the ASEAN, the various member states of ASEAN, need to solve this problem. But ASEAN is split right down the middle. One side supporting stronger action, the other side siding with the Myanmar military. And in this distracted world where people are focusing on, for instance, the conflict in Ukraine, it becomes very easy to sort of let Myanmar slide off the table.
Yeah, good points. I mean, and we saw these really striking pictures and stories since the coup of everyday people training in the jungle to fight their country's government leaders now. What is the state of opposition currently in Myanmar?
Look, we're in the middle of a civil war in Myanmar. There's no doubt about it. It's the people against the military, and more people are joining. Areas like Sagaing State, where this attack took place, are the heartland of the resistance. And so the civilians there are bearing the brunt of the retaliation by the military. This is what is happening. I mean, we have attacks on civilians in lieu of attacks on these insurgents. The civilians are easier to hit. They bomb a village, they send in helicopters, they parachute troops in, and we have massacre after massacre.
So what do you think is the best way for, say, Western countries to apply influence here? Is there any way?
Well, I think it requires a new Friends of Myanmar, a group of like-minded states, and that could include countries like Turkey and other Muslim states that are concerned about Rohingya and other issues as well, coming in to have a global coalition that would have the political will to break through, to not be held back by the division at ASEAN or held back by the resistance of the UN Security Council, but would be prepared to, work very hard together to take actions that would have a meaning, like an arms embargo or economic sanctions targeting military officers and some of the military business interests of the Myanmar junta.
Yeah, it's amazing we've been having this same conversation essentially since 2021. Phil, it's always great to get your insights on this. Thank you.